Hi guys, welcome to Football Mad Cocks, and today I'll be ranking the 2017 WWE pay-per-view main events ranked from worst to best. Yeah, this was a hard one to do because the 16, yes you heard it, 16 pay-per-views back in 2017. Well, it's quite a lot for a year, 1 year, yeah. Quite a lot of pay-per-views for a year, that. But we're going to do them anyway, so there's 16 in total. Let's just get through it. So starting off with number 16, the worst pay-per-view main event of 2017. WWE Fastlane 2017. And guess what? It's a Goldberg match. Who would have thought? Goldberg versus Kevin Owens at WWE Fastlane. For the Universal Championship, Kevin Owens was the champion, Goldberg was the challenger. So this match was terrible. Just a 20-second match. Chris Jericho interfered. Chris Jericho distracted Kevin Owens. And Kevin Owens got speared by Goldberg and a jackhammer, and 1, 2, 3, that's it. And you just bury Kevin Owens. You bury the Kevin Owens back in 2017. You bury The Fiend in 2020. And you maybe could bury Drew McIntyre in 2021. This is terrible. This is not good. Like, come on. Why would you have Goldberg? I believe back then he was like 51, 52. Why would you have a 51 or 2-year-old man be Universal Champion? Why? Just why? It doesn't make any sense, even though he'd lose it at WrestleMania to Brock Lesnar. But just why would you have Goldberg win the Universal title? Just why? It's just ridiculous. But yeah, this was terrible. A terrible main event. And to be altogether, this show was crap anyway. All this show together was crap, but the main event sucked balls. Yeah, Goldberg won, obviously. Who would have thought? Goldberg beat Kevin Owens. Buried a good superstar as well. A young superstar. And yeah, WWE Fastlane. Goldberg vs Kevin Owens is the worst main event of 2017 by far. So moving on to number 15. Okay, so my number 15 is WWE Clash of Champions 2017. And the main event of Clash of Champions 2017 was AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship. Yes, Jinder Mahal, main event in a pay-per-view. How weird can you get? This was a 20-plus minute match. What was just so boring. It was terrible. I could hardly remember anything from that match. I could hardly remember anything from that match. It was a terrible match. Boring, just boring. AJ Styles won. Obviously, why would you have Jinder Mahal win? But yeah, number 15, Clash of Champions. So moving on to number 14. Okay, so my number 14 is WWE Backlash 2017, and oh my bloody god. This was probably the shocking moment of 2017. This was probably the shocking moment of 2017, but probably one of the worst moments of 2017. Jinder freaking Mahal. One of the worst wrestlers. Probably, he was the worst one in 3MB, in my opinion. He was the worst one in 3MB. And Jinder freaking Mahal won the WWE Championship. The WWE Championship. The WWE Championship. Jinder Mahal won the WWE Championship, right? Just thanks to the help from the Sings. Like, come on. So, yeah, obviously it was Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal. And Jinder Mahal won, right? Jinder Mahal won. Obviously, yeah, Jinder Mahal main event in another pay-per-view. Come on, why? This match was terrible as well. It wasn't great. But that Coloss on Randy Orton was actually alright. But that, obviously, Randy Orton nearly killed, I forgot which Sing it was. Randy Orton nearly killed one of the Sings when he that was the highlight of the match, when he just flipped him onto the announce table and he Randy Orton did the first, like, I killed the man. That was funny. That's probably why I put it in 14th. But, like, just why? Jinder Mahal winning the WWE. It was pretty funny, to be fair, because who would have thought Jinder Mahal was going to win? I bet nobody thought that Jinder Mahal was going to win. Everyone thought that Randy Orton was going to win. But no, WWE did it. They did it. They made Jinder Mahal was the WWE champion. And yeah, very, very disappointed. But yeah, Backlash, Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship. Jinder Mahal won. In fact, the Singh brothers, Sunil and Samir. And yeah, Jinder Mahal vs Randy Orton Backlash 2017 is the 14th place. So moving on to number 13. My number 13 is Great Balls of Fire. Right, this was a great pay-per-view altogether, but the main event, obviously I'm talking about the main event here. The main event, Brock Lesnar vs Samoa Joe for the Universal Championship, was really, really disappointing. I didn't like this match. I just didn't like this match. It was too short. It's a main event. A main event's supposed to be at least about 15 minutes. This match was about only 5 minutes, something like that. It was terrible. Like, you expected so much better between these men, because this Samoa Joe, man, back then was amazing. But shame, this match wasn't good. Obviously at the beginning, to be honest, probably the highlight. But it wasn't even in the match. A highlight of this main event. But it wasn't even in the match. Samoa Joe attacked Brock Lesnar. He beat the living crap out of Brock Lesnar before the match started. He Yumanogi Brock Lesnar through the table. What was pretty cool. What was probably match of the night. But not match of the night. Move of the night. Samoa Joe got back in the ring. Brock Lesnar was stirring, trying to get back in the ring. Brock Lesnar was hurt. And all the rest of the match was just Samoa Joe just trying to take out Brock Lesnar, just trying to put him in the Kukida clutch. And that's all it was. And then just Brock Lesnar just hitting a few Germans, and then just hit one F5 to beat Samoa Joe. What is just really bad. This match, the booking of this match wasn't good in my opinion. Brock Lesnar won. It just was too short, and all it was just Samoa Joe trying to take out Brock Lesnar with the Kukida clutch. That's all Samoa Joe did, and Brock Lesnar hitting a few Germans and an F5, and that was basically the match. It was terrible. Great Balls of Fire 2017 Brock Lesnar vs Samoa Joe for the Universal Championship is number 13. So moving on to number 12. Okay, so my number 12 is WWE No Mercy 2017, and the main event to No Mercy 2017 was Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman for the Universal title. It was an alright match. Just a bit weird, isn't it? It's a bit average. You see, Braun Strowman was an absolute monster back then, flipping ambulances, destroying Roman Reigns all the time. Like before this match at SummerSlam, Braun Strowman was putting Brock Lesnar through goddamn tables. And after SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar just did not do anything with Braun. Braun Strowman legit destroyed. Every time Braun Strowman was in the ring with Brock Lesnar before No Mercy, he destroyed Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar hit a German suplex on Braun Strowman on one of the episodes of Raw. And Braun Strowman got up straight away. And then, No Mercy, Braun Strowman doesn't even kick out of an F5. Right, okay. That makes sense. Braun Strowman's destroying Brock Lesnar. And he just doesn't even kick out of an F5. Brock Lesnar only hits one F5 in this match, and that's all he hits on Braun, and Braun doesn't even kick out. Braun Strowman got suplexed a few times, about 6 times. But most of it, at the beginning, it was all Braun Strowman at the beginning. Because Braun Strowman hit loads of running. I believe Braun Strowman hit about 4 running power slams on Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar kicked out of all of them, obviously, because he's Brock Lesnar. And yeah, that's all really I could remember from this match. Brock Lesnar won. What was ridiculous. I wish that, like, you're building Braun Strowman up for weeks and weeks, proving that he's an actual unstoppable monster, destroying Brock Lesnar, and he doesn't even kick out one F5. You gotta be kidding me. Like, come on. Like, you could have at least let Braun, like, kick out of at least 2, like The Undertaker. Like, come on. Just come on. But yeah, Braun Strowman vs Brock Lesnar at WWE No Mercy 2017. Number 12 for me. So moving on to my number 11. Okay, so my number 11 is WWE Extreme Rules 2017. And this is a surprising one. Even though this match was amazing, it was a fatal 5-way match between Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and Bray Wyatt. And the winner would face Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire for the Universal title. And who won? Samoa Joe! Who would have thought Samoa Joe was going to win? I thought someone like Roman Reigns would win, but Samoa Joe surprisingly won. Put the Kikida clutch on Finn Balor. Finn Balor was conscious. He just couldn't get out of the Samoa Joe's Kikida clutch. Like, people were looking forward to this match for months after Extreme Rules. Samoa Joe, like, taking out Paul Heyman and trying to knock out Brock, but then it was so disappointing. It's so disappointing in the match at Great Balls of Fire. But let's move on back to Extreme Rules then. So it was a good match, and the reason why I put it pretty low down is because it was forgettable. I remember it being a great match, but I couldn't really remember much about it. Like, it was a great match. It was a great match, but I just, yeah, once again, like I said before, I just couldn't remember much about it. Well, all I remember was just Samoa Joe winning. Like, Samoa Joe putting the cookie in the clutch on Finn Balor and win. Because I believe Roman Reigns was down on the mat. Finn Balor hit the coup de grace. Like, he's got to be going to Great Balls of Fire to face Brock. But no, Samoa Joe gets Finn Balor and takes him out, and Samoa Joe went to face Brock Lesnar, Great Balls of Fire. Yeah, so, yeah, good match. The Fatal 5-Way. Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, and Bray Wyatt. The WWE Extreme Rules 2017 is number 11 out of the main events of 2017. So moving on to number 10. Okay, so my number 10, I'm going to surprise you here, is WWE Battleground 2017. And this match was terrible. This match was terrible. It was Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal in a Punjabi prison match. This match was not good. Like, let's just say that. But the reason why I put it in number 10, like, let's say this. Before about a month when they announced Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal was going to be in a Punjabi prison match, Jinder Mahal will have help. And obviously Jinder Mahal had help every single match he was in, like from the Sings. But Jinder Mahal had the Sings, and I was like, the Punjab, because I believe it was like a month before the pay-per-view, they announced it's going to be a Punjabi prison match. I was thinking, after when they announced it was a Punjabi prison match, I was like, I think the Great Khali will turn, because he's the one who created the structure, the Punjabi prison. And I was thinking, will the Great Khali return or something? Guess what happened? The Great Khali returned. Like, I don't know how. I guess that. Like, the Great Khali returned. So Jinder Mahal has help from the Sings and the Great Khali. And the Great Khali came out, and that's all I remember from this match to be. Oh, well, I remember Randy Orton punching one of the Sings. I believe it was Sunil. No, I couldn't remember. But Randy Orton punching one of the Sings off the Punjabi prison, landing through the tables, what was pretty good to be fair. But then Jinder Mahal, I don't understand why they played Jinder Mahal's music instead of the Great Khali's music. I don't know. But Randy Orton was climbing. Randy Orton was climbing up the Punjabi prison, but then Jinder Mahal's music played and the Great Khali came out, what was pretty shocking. The Great Khali came out, choked Randy Orton by the neck, grabbed hold of Randy Orton's neck, and just Randy Orton couldn't move because the Great Khali's grip was so strong. And Jinder Mahal climbs over the Punjabi prison and wins the match. And Great Khali and Jinder Mahal celebrate after the match. What was stupid. But the Great Khali return was good. It was a one-time appearance. At SummerSlam 27, we should have got Randy Orton versus the Great Khali, in my opinion, with Randy Orton winning. Like, we should have got that match. Randy Orton versus Great Khali at SummerSlam. It should have happened. Instead of Randy Orton versus Rusev, it should have happened. But it didn't. The Great Khali only had a one-time appearance, and yeah, after that he just screwed off. But yeah, Battleground, the match together was crap, but the reason why I put it in number 10 is because of the Great Khali return. And yeah, so 10 Battleground for me. So moving on to number 9. Okay, so my number 9 is WWE Money in the Bank 2017. The main event of Money in the Bank was obviously the Money in the Bank ladder match. And in this Money in the Bank ladder match was Baron Corbin, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Dolph Ziggler, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. And wow, it was a good match. Let's just say that. It was a really good match. Surprisingly, the winner was Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin winning the Money in the Bank ladder match. Bloody hell, man. Obviously, right at the beginning of the match, Shinsuke Nakamura was making his entrance, and all that. Yeah, and all that. His theme song playing and all that. And Baron Corbin comes from behind and hits him with ladders. And Shinsuke Nakamura was out for most of the match, what was pretty stupid. But then we had that fit. Obviously, Shinsuke Nakamura came back. And we had that amazing face-off between Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles as well. That was pretty good as well. That was probably the highlight of the match, to be fair. The stare down between Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles, the former New Japan Pro Wrestling superstars, going at it. That was pretty good. But they had the match at WrestleMania 34 and it did not live up to the hype, in my opinion. I just didn't like the match. I didn't really like any of their matches, to be fair. Yeah, moving on. So yeah, that stare down. But at the end, they were on top of the ladders. AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura on top of the ladders. But Baron Corbin tipped the ladder. Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles were down. Baron Corbin climbed up the ladder and retrieved the Money in the Bank briefcase. And Baron Corbin would win the Money in the Bank briefcase and lose it, thanks to John Cena. Because back at I believe it was the SmackDown before SummerSlam. It was Jinder Mahal versus John Cena. John Cena, did he win? I couldn't remember. But Baron Corbin came out. With his Money in the Bank briefcase. He's thinking, will I cash in? Yeah, I'm going to cash in. John Cena distracts Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin takes out John Cena and Jinder Mahal rolls it up to win and retain the WWE Championship. And Baron Corbin would lose the Money in the Bank briefcase. But yeah, Baron Corbin won the Money in the Bank contract and won the Money in the Bank ladder match. So the main event, the Money in the Bank ladder match at Money in the Bank 2017. So number 9. So moving on to number 8. Is WWE TLC Tables, Ladders and Chairs 2017. And the main event for this was kinda the Shield. So let's say it was Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins versus the returning Kurt Angle versus Braun Strowman, The Miz, Sheamus Cesaro, and the Demon Kane. And well, it was supposed to be the Shield, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins to face them. But Roman Reigns was sick, I believe. So he couldn't compete. It was the same with Bray Wyatt as well, against Finn Balor. AJ Styles took his place. But yeah, moving on back to the main event. The main event, it was good. To be fair, people don't like this match. And yeah, I see why, but I like this match, to be fair. I like it. At the beginning, it was a destroying from all 5 men. Braun Strowman put Kurt Angle for the title. Oh yeah, and that when Braun Strowman and Kane were on the two tables, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins there were two ladders up. Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins went climbing up the ladder. Kurt Angle was between the ladders, and then Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose jumped off the ladders, both landed on Braun Strowman and Kane. That was a good spot. Yeah, obviously Braun Strowman, like I said before, Braun Strowman running power slam Kurt Angle through the table. Kurt Angle then left after that for a bit because the guys took him out. Yeah, the doctors took him out of the match. So Kurt Angle went backstage. Went backstage. So it was only Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins in the match. So Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins was getting destroyed by Braun Strowman, The Miz, Sheamus and Cesaro and Kane and all that. Hitting them with chairs and all that. Ladders and tables like a TLC match would be. And then Kurt Angle's music played, and then Kurt Angle came out, and then he just went apeshit. Cesaro came running at Kurt Angle, but then Angle slammed Cesaro through the table, and then Sheamus got screwed as well. I believe Kurt Angle hit an Angle slam on Sheamus. Sheamus and Cesaro took out and I couldn't really remember what happened after that. And then Kane, The Miz, Sheamus and Cesaro would turn on the monster Braun Strowman, and this would set up a face turn for Braun Strowman. Well, Kane chokeslammed Braun Strowman down off the stage, and the chairs, the chairs and all that were as the kind of the Titantron thing with the decorations and the chairs. Kane pulled the chairs down, and the chairs landed on Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman got up about 5 minutes later. A garbage truck came in. Right? The Miz, Sheamus and Cesaro tried to put Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins into the garbage truck, but they couldn't do it because Braun Strowman came out of the wreckage of chairs and went after Kane, The Miz, and Sheamus and Cesaro, and he destroyed. You kind of teaming up with the Shield, to be fair, but then the numbers game for Braun Strowman was too much. Kane put Braun Strowman, all four men, put Braun Strowman into the garbage truck, and the garbage truck drove away. So, to be fair, the booking of that, Miz is like, oh, I want 5 partners, right? But I'm going to get rid of one, so why not? Why? So Braun Strowman was dead, basically, but came back a few weeks later. So Braun Strowman was done. He was out of the match. So it was basically 4 against 3 now. So The Miz is in the middle of the ring. Kane, Sheamus and Cesaro have been took out by the Shield. And then it's just The Miz in the ring. And then they do the triple power bomb. 1, 2, 3. The Shield and Kurt Angle win. And yeah, it was an alright match. But yeah, TLC number 8 for me. So moving on to number 7. Okay, so my number 7 is WrestleMania 33. And this was probably one of the most saddest moments probably in WWE history. It's not that sad now, but back then it was probably one of the most saddest moments in WWE history. Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker. And the reason why I do not like this match, but the reason why I put it in number 7 is just because the ending is iconic. That spear from Roman Reigns to The Undertaker it was just so hard to watch. Just seeing The Undertaker just get beaten the shit out of by Roman Reigns, who nobody liked back then. And yeah, he just got destroyed. After when Undertaker got speared through that announce table by Roman Reigns, The Undertaker was done. You could just tell The Undertaker was going to lose. But Roman Reigns won, hit loads of blooming spears, man. He hit loads. And then Undertaker at the end, Roman Reigns trying to hit that tombstone on Undertaker, that botch from Roman Reigns trying to hit that tombstone on the Undertaker. Couldn't do it, could he? He couldn't do it. Couldn't lift the Undertaker. A bad botch that, the main event of WrestleMania. But yeah, moving on. But that iconic moment when the Undertaker puts his gloves, his hat, his his shirt and all that in the middle of the ring, just leaving it there as the Undertaker just walks away. And we all thought that the Undertaker was done. We all thought that the Undertaker was done with, and we'll probably never see him again. But then, obviously, a year later, WrestleMania 34, we'll see him again as he faces John Cena, destroys John Cena. But after the night after WrestleMania, holy crap, on Raw, Jesus Christ, I've probably never heard so loud boos in my life. Roman Reigns probably had the biggest boos in his WWE career, definitely. Roman Reigns was just standing in the ring for 10 minutes. You were just listening to boos for 10 minutes, and just Roman Reigns just standing in the ring for about 10 minutes, and then just says, "This is my yard now," and the boos. Jesus Christ! Oh my God! And Roman Reigns just walks away. But yeah, this was an alright match. It just wasn't great. It was pretty slow paced, and everyone kind of knew that Roman Reigns was going to win. And Undertaker was it 23-2 back then, I believe, 23-2. And yeah, Undertaker versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 33 is number 7. Moving on to number 6. Okay, so my number 6 is WWE Payback 2017, and the main event of Payback was the monster Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns, and this was the start of the monster among men, where Braun Strowman this started when Braun Strowman absolutely destroyed Roman Reigns backstage on one of the episodes of Raw, like 2 weeks after WrestleMania, and then just destroyed him. And he even flipped over a flipping ambulance. Oh my God, that was amazing. And then he just destroyed everyone throughout the weeks, like Big Show, Kalisto, and all that. And then we get the match, Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman won. Braun Strowman beat Roman Reigns, and that was amazing. What a boost for the monster Braun Strowman. Even though Roman Reigns was not 100%, but it still was a win for Braun, I guess. But yeah, Roman Reigns was all bandaged, but Roman Reigns was all bandaged. I can't say it. Bandaged up. There we go. Roman Reigns was bandaged up, and all that. And yeah, Roman Reigns technically got absolutely destroyed by Braun. Braun Strowman hitting a running power slam on Roman Reigns. 1, 2. Roman Reigns got his shoulder up, and then Braun Strowman was like, "I'm not finished with you," and then just picked him up again. Running power slam to Roman Reigns. 1, 2, 3. Braun Strowman beat Roman Reigns, and it's probably one of his biggest wins of his career, to be fair. But yeah, Braun Strowman beat Roman Reigns, and then after match, Braun Strowman wasn't finished. Braun Strowman wasn't finished with Roman Reigns, as he got the metal steps, as he just slammed it between the bloody was it lungs? Oh, I couldn't remember. No, the ribs. Sorry, lungs. Ribs. Just getting the metal steps on top of Reigns. Boom! Right onto the ribs of Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns was just coughing out blood, spitting out blood. And it was terrible. Then Roman Reigns went backstage. He wasn't done there. Roman Reigns went backstage and he was about to get into the ambulance. And Braun Strowman was like, "I'm not finished with you." Came running in to the ambulance door, and the door went off its hinges, and Braun Strowman destroyed his arm. And then after that, Braun Strowman got injured. Great! Braun Strowman beating Roman Reigns and then getting injured. Amazing. Braun Strowman got injured in that match and then come back like a month later. But yeah, Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. Payback 2017. Good match. I put it at number 6. So moving on to number 5. So moving on to number 5. My number 5 is WWE Elimination Chamber 2017. And wow, I love this match. I love this match. It's definitely one of the best matches of the year, in my opinion. The Elimination Chamber match was great. Who was in it? So it was for the WWE Championship. John Cena defending it against Bray Wyatt, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, Baron Corbin, and The Miz. And it was an amazing match. So John Cena and AJ Styles started the match, I believe, and they were battling it out and all that crap. They were battling it out. And then the next guy in, I believe, was Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose came in, did a few moves on AJ and John. John Cena did a few moves on Dean, and yeah, so on. And then it was Bray Wyatt that came out. Bray Wyatt came out after that. And then Baron Corbin came out and got eliminated by Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose rolled Baron Corbin up to win, and then Baron Corbin, being a sore loser like he is, destroys the living crap out of Dean Ambrose, throws it through the pods, ended days to Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose was done, and then The Miz was in the pod for a few minutes because he's a he's a heel, so obviously heels most of the time normally stay in the pods. Because like let's say Alexa Bliss, Elias back in 2018, they stayed in the pod before, exactly, you know what I mean. But then The Miz got out the pods and pinned Dean Ambrose. So Dean Ambrose was eliminated, the second man to be eliminated from this match. So the final 4 was The Miz, John Cena, Bray Wyatt, and AJ Styles. And then what was it? Then The Miz got AA'd out of his shoes by John Cena. John Cena pinned The Miz. The Miz was eliminated. And then we'll down to the final 3. AJ Styles, Bray Wyatt, and John Cena. And Bray Wyatt, man. Bray Wyatt, Sister Abigail to John Cena, and the champion was eliminated. So we're gonna crown a new WWE Championship. AJ Styles or Bray Wyatt. People are like, oh, AJ Styles has to win, right? AJ Styles has to win. Nope. Bray Wyatt won the WWE Championship for the first time. And I know the reason why they did this. They did this to put the title on Randy Orton. They obviously did, didn't they? They did this to put the title on Randy Orton. A shame this title reign didn't last long. But Bray Wyatt, what a reversal. He probably hit one of his, probably his best Sister Abigail he has ever delivered. Ever. Like, what a Sister Abigail Bray Wyatt did to AJ Styles. AJ Styles was looking for the phenomenal forearm. He jumped off the ropes. Bray Wyatt caught him in Sister Abigail, turning AJ Styles inside out. 1, 2, 3. Bray Wyatt won the title. Amazing. An incredible way to end the Elimination Chamber match, and a great way to end the pay-per-view. Let's just say that. But yeah, Elimination Chamber is number 5. So moving on to number 4. Okay, so number 4 is WWE Survivor Series 2017. And I like this match. It's alright. It's alright. But it was obviously Team Raw versus Team SmackDown Live. The main event, in my opinion, should have been Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles, in my opinion. But it wasn't. Oh well, who cares? But on Team Raw, there was the Raw General Manager, the captain of Team Raw, Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, Triple H. Triple H was on Team Raw, you guys. Yeah, Triple H was there. Samoa Joe and Finn Balor. And on Team SmackDown Live was the Commissioner of SmackDown, Shane McMahon, who was the captain, obviously. Randy Orton, John Cena, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Bobby Roode. And yeah, it was a good match. Braun Strowman at first eliminating everyone. Braun Strowman first eliminated Shinsuke Nakamura. Oh, why? Why Shinsuke Nakamura was the first to be eliminated from the match? What is a really big shame for Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura should have been at least the final 3 on Team SmackDown at least. Like, come on. But Shinsuke Nakamura was eliminated by Braun Strowman. And then straight after that, Braun Strowman would eliminate Bobby Roode with the running power slam. Braun Strowman got Bobby Roode up. Running power slam to Bobby Roode. Cut 1, 2, 3. Braun Strowman eliminated Bobby Roode. So Bobby Roode was out of the match. And then a few minutes later, Samoa Joe would get eliminated. Like, Samoa Joe first to be eliminated? Come on. Samoa Joe was eliminated after that. So there was 4 members left on Raw, 3 members left on SmackDown Live. So then after, I believe when Samoa Joe got eliminated, Braun Strowman was on the outside. And then all team, Randy Orton and John Cena working as a team on Braun Strowman. And then picked up Braun for a suplex. But then Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Roode and Shane McMahon helped out. And they got rid of the Monster Man when Braun Strowman was down and out. As they suplexed him through the announce table. And Braun Strowman was out for about 10 minutes. Something like that. But yeah, so moving on. And then I believe Kurt Angle eliminated John Cena by the assist of Finn Balor. Finn Balor hit the coup de grace on John Cena, and then it was Kurt Angle versus that face off between Kurt Angle and John Cena was pretty good, to be fair. Kurt Angle and John Cena with that face off. Kurt Angle and John, they had a few good moves on each other, but then Kurt Angle would have a little bit of help from Finn Balor. Finn Balor hit a coup de grace on John Cena. John Cena was down and out, and then Kurt Angle picked John Cena up for the Angle Slam and eliminated John Cena. So Kurt Angle eliminated John Cena from the match. So on Team SmackDown there was only Randy Orton and Shane McMahon left, and back came the Monster and Men. Well, Finn Balor got eliminated by Randy Orton, I believe. Finn Balor was out, so there was 3 men on Raw: Braun Strowman, Kurt Angle, and Triple H. Versus on Team SmackDown, Shane McMahon and Randy Orton. Back came the Monster. Braun Strowman came back out after when he got suplexed by all Team SmackDown, as he came back on the apron, and then he just destroyed Randy Orton. Randy Orton was eliminated by Braun Strowman, so Randy Orton was gone. So it was just Shane McMahon, poor little Shane McMahon. Oh, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn did get involved as well. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn did get involved. Shane McMahon by himself, poor little Shane McMahon with a little chair, can't do anything about it. Braun Strowman, Shane McMahon, Braun Strowman, Triple H, Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle came in. And then looking for the ankle lock, Shane McMahon, the ankle lock was in on Shane McMahon, but then Triple H turned on Kurt Angle and turned on Team Raw, pedigreeing Kurt Angle, and then Shane McMahon pinned Kurt Angle, so Kurt Angle was out of the match, and then it was just Braun Strowman and Triple H versus Shane McMahon. And then Triple H went over to Shane McMahon, and you're like, is Triple H turning on Team Raw here? Is Triple H joining Team SmackDown here? No. Triple H pedigreed Shane McMahon. 1, 2, 3. Triple H and Braun Strowman were the sole survivors for Team Raw. So yeah, Team Raw won. And but Survivor Series 2017, the main event was good. Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. So moving on to number 3. Okay, so my number 3 is the Royal Rumble. Okay, this match, it's not the best Rumble ever. It's not the best Rumble ever. It's alright, it's average, but you cannot forget that face-off between Goldberg and The Undertaker. You just can't. Like, that face-off, man, it was amazing. I can't describe that face-off. We're like, oh, are we going to see this match in the future? Yep, but it's one of the worst matches of all time. But anyway, moving on. Let's not talk about that travesty. But, obviously, first, Goldberg eliminated Brock Lesnar. Goldberg eliminated Brock Lesnar. And then, after that, Goldberg got eliminated from The Undertaker. The Undertaker eliminated Goldberg. And obviously, Braun Strowman was in there for a bit, destroying everyone, eliminated, I believe, 7 men he eliminated. Who did he eliminate? I forgot who he eliminated now. He eliminated Mojo Rawley, he eliminated Big Kaz, he eliminated Kalisto. He picked up Kalisto like it was nothing. That was elimination of this Royal Rumble when Braun Strowman eliminated Kalisto, in my opinion. And then he eliminated Mark Henry. Then he eliminated Big Show. Then he eliminated... Oh, then we had the debut of 10, Ty Dillinger. How could we forget that? Number 10, the perfect 10, Ty Dillinger came out. He was number 10, but then got eliminated by Braun Strowman. He didn't last long. And then James Ellsworth came out. He got eliminated. And then, yeah, then Baron Corbin. They put Baron Corbin over Braun Strowman. Baron Corbin eliminated Braun Strowman. And then, yeah, you had Kofi Kingston hit his head on the post, but hanging on for his life. Yeah, there's loads of stuff in this Rumble, to be fair. And yeah, the face-off, like I said before, Goldberg versus Undertaker. And then, number 30, the Ultimate Troll. We all thought it was going to be Samoa Joe, Finn Balor. There was rumours that it could have been Kurt Angle. But no. The Ultimate Troll, Roman Reigns, was number 30. Because, of course, it is. So, yeah, Roman Reigns eliminated The Undertaker. Roman Reigns eliminated The Undertaker, what was set up their crappy match at WrestleMania 33. And, yeah, the final four, what I believe, was Chris Jericho, who entered in number 2. So Chris Jericho lasted the whole way. So it was between Chris Jericho, Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, and the Viper Randy Orton. Chris Jericho was eliminated by Roman Reigns. And then the final 3, Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. 2 members of the Wyatts, because Randy Orton was back in the Wyatts back then. Then Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt now. Roman Reigns eliminated Bray Wyatt from the Rumble match, and it was down to Randy Orton. Roman Reigns looking for the spear on Randy Orton, but Randy Orton caught him into the RKO, and then clotheslines his ass over the top rope. Randy Orton was the 2017 Royal Rumble winner, so Randy Orton was a 2-time Royal Rumble winner. And yeah, it was an alright Rumble. It wasn't the best Royal Rumble ever, but it's good, and it's definitely one of the best pay-per-view main events of 2017. So Royal Rumble 2017 is number 3 for me. So moving on to number 2. Okay, so moving on to number 2. My number 2 is WWE Hell in a Cell. My number 2 is WWE Hell in a Cell. And oh my god, what a way to end the main event. With Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon in a WWE Hell in a Cell. And oh boy, if it's a Hell in a Cell match with Shane McMahon in, you know what's going to happen. You know what is going to happen when Shane McMahon is in a Hell in a Cell match. But yeah, moving on. So this match, it was great, man. It was so good. It was definitely better than Shane McMahon versus Undertaker at WrestleMania 32, in my opinion. But let's talk. The beginning of the match was yeah, so on. But the ending, oh my god. They were fighting on top of the cell, and all that crap. And then Kevin Owens was trying to climb down Shane McMahon, going after him. Shane McMahon bangs Kevin Owens' head right into the cell wall. Kevin Owens went bouncing down into the right onto the announce table. Kevin Owens was out cold. Shane McMahon went back down to the floor, picked up Kevin Owens, put him on one of the announce tables, and we already know what happens here. Shane McMahon climbs up the Hell in a Cell, and it's just exactly the same thing what happened at WrestleMania 32. He missed, but thanks to Sami Zayn, the best heel turn of 2017. No doubt about it, Sami Zayn turned heel, and that moment was insane. That moment was insane when Sami Zayn turned heel. Because who would have thought Sami Zayn, probably one of the most lovable characters back in WWE, would turn heel? Like you wouldn't have thought it, right? You wouldn't have thought it. So Sami Zayn helped Kevin Owens win. Shane McMahon elbow dropped off the Hell in a Cell, but landed through the announce table. Shane McMahon was out cold, and I believe it was like a falls count anywhere Hell in a Cell match because they pinned it outside the cell instead of inside the ring. So Sami Zayn picked up Kevin Owens, dragged him on top of Shane McMahon's lifeless body. 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens beat Shane McMahon, and that moment has to be in number 2, in my opinion. This match was great. The beginning, like I said, was all right. It just wasn't the best. And then just when it went to the end, when they were fighting on top of the cell, when Shane McMahon did the elbow drop with Sami Zayn turning heel, that moment, just come on, it has to be in number 2 or number 1. Like, this is one, yeah. But it's a shame that Sami Zayn's heel turn didn't live up to the hype. It was a shame. I do not like Sami Zayn as a heel. I prefer him as a face. But, yeah, anyway. But Hell in a Cell, Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens is number 2 for me. So moving on to number 1. So my number 1, I think you know what it is. Number 1 is WWE SummerSlam 2017. The match of the year. Match of the year. By far. The WWE Universal Championship match between Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe. And oh my god, this was match of the year. No doubt about it. Match of the year. It was just, at the beginning of the match, it was just all over the place. This match was non-stop action. Like, this was non-stop action. And if Brock Lesnar lost the Universal title, he will leave WWE. And obviously, guess what happened? Brock Lesnar got destroyed at the beginning of the match. But yeah, first we had that face-off between Brock Lesnar and Braun, and Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe was going after Braun and Brock, but then Braun Strowman was destroying, was it? I couldn't remember. Destroying Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman destroying Roman Reigns, and then we came back to the face-off between Brock Lesnar and not Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman. And then when that happened, Braun Strowman beat the living shit out of Brock Lesnar. Holy crap, I've never ever seen Brock Lesnar been beaten up like that in my life. Never. Like, oh my god. The way that Braun Strowman was destroying Brock. Well, it's not done there. It is not done there. Samoa Joe had the Coquina clutch on Brock Lesnar. He had the Coquina clutch on Brock Lesnar. And then Roman Reigns came out of nowhere and speared the living crap out of Brock Lesnar through the barricade. Brock Lesnar was out for now. And then Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe were having it. And then Braun Strowman picked up one of the commentators' chairs and threw it at Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns. Like, oh my god, how good can you get? And then after that, Brock Lesnar got up, struggling to get to his feet, trying to pick up the barricade wall, trying to take out the monster, but no. Braun Strowman picked up Brock Lesnar like it was absolute nothing and put him through 2 announce tables and flipping announce table on top of Brock Lesnar. That is the highlight of the match, in my opinion. Braun Strowman running power slamming Brock Lesnar through 2 tables and flipping an announce table onto Brock Lesnar. And yeah, that moment is just, that what makes this number 1 in my opinion, because Braun Strowman back then was my favourite wrestler. I loved Braun Strowman back then. This is the Braun Strowman that we want to see to this day. This is the Braun Strowman we want to see back in 2019, 2020. Like, come on. This is the Braun Strowman I want to see right now. It's a shame. It's a shame, though. It's a really big shame. But yeah, let's talk about... so Brock Lesnar then left. He went backstage. Brock Lesnar was out for about 10 minutes. So it was basically a triple threat match for about 10 minutes. It slowed down a bit. But when Brock Lesnar came back out, and then Brock Lesnar was taking it to Brock Lesnar with shots and all that crap. And yeah, and then Braun Strowman was took out by Brock. Samoa Joe was took out. And then it was just between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Roman Reigns looking for the spear. Ooh, but then Brock Lesnar picked him up for the F5. And F5 from Brock Lesnar. 1, 2, 3. Brock Lesnar retained the Universal title. This was the best match of the year and the best main event of the year. No doubt about it. And yeah, so the main event, WWE SummerSlam 2017, Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe. What a way to end a SummerSlam, and it's definitely the best main event of 2017. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching. It has been a long video, guys. I'm sorry about that. Another long video, but what do you expect? 16 bloody pay-per-view main events. I know, guys, I know, but yeah, anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. That is me ranking the main event, the WWE Pay-Per-View 2017 main events from worst to best. Comment down below, what do you think is your favourite main event of 2017? I would like to know. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, and bye. Peace.